Introduced during a pivotal moment in Japan's economic trajectory. The country was recovering fast, and with industrial output booming, the government needed reliable, durable currency for expanding domestic commerce. The silver content in the 100 yen coin gave it intrinsic value, but it also posed a problem. As silver prices began to rise in the 1960s, the coin's metal value approached, and at times exceeded, its face value. By the late 1960s, this became unsustainable. People started hoarding or melting down the coins for their silver, leading to a shortage. As a result, Japan was forced to reconsider the coin's composition. The end of silver in Japanese currency. In 1967, the Japanese government ceased minting the silver 100 yen coin and transitioned to a cupra-nickel version, which is still in use today. This marked a broader global trend, the demonetization of silver from circulating currency. Countries like the United States followed suit in the late 1960s as the price of silver surged. The 1959 100 yen coin thus became part of a global story of post-war economic modernization and the shift toward fiat currency. The 1959 coin, while common in its time, became a collector's item after the transition. Today, a pristine version can fetch several times its face value, especially if preserved uncirculated. Chapter 6. The Legacy of Emperor Showa, Hirohito. The reign of Emperor Hirohito, known posthumously as Emperor Showa, spanned from 1926 to 1989, the longest in Japanese history. His era saw Japan transform from a militaristic empire to a peaceful economic powerhouse. The coin's inscription of Showa 34 places it squarely within this transformative era. In many ways, the 1959 100 yen coin is a numismatic time capsule, a tangible relic of Japan's dramatic journey in the mid-20th century. It's no coincidence that coins and currency from the Showa period are highly valued by collectors and historians alike. They represent a Japan that was redefining itself, balancing tradition with modernization.
Collectability and numismatic value for coin collectors, or numismatists. The 1,959,100 yen coin holds significant value, not just monetarily, but historically. Factors affecting its value include condition. Uncirculated or mint-state coins can command high prices. Rarity. Although not the rarest mint year, 1959 coins with minimal wear are increasingly hard to find. Asterisk silver content. With 60% silver, even damaged coins have intrinsic bullion value. Asterisk in numismatic catalogs. The coin is often listed under the Y number 80 or KM number 73 designation, depending on the reference system used. Collectors appreciate its clean design, national symbolism, and historical weight. The coin in popular memory and culture. Older generations in Japan remember the silver 100 yen coin fondly. It was heavier, shinier, and somehow more valuable feeling than today's cupra-nickel version. Popular culture. The coin has made occasional appearances in period dramas, literature, and even anime, often used as a subtle indicator of time and place. It evokes nostalgia, a symbol of the Showa era's optimism, industriousness, and elegance. International comparison. Japan and the global currency shift. Asterisk. Japan was not alone in its currency evolution. Asterisk. In the United States, the 1965 Coinage Act removed silver from dimes and quarters. In the UK, the process of decimalization would follow a few years later. Japan's transition mirrored this international pattern, shedding precious metal in favor of more economical alloys. Asterisk. This wasn't merely about cost saving. It reflected a philosophical shift. Money was no longer tied to metal, but to trust in the central bank and the government. Chapter 10. Preservation and Modern Relevance. Today, coin collectors around the world seek out the 1959 100 yen coin as a prized piece of Japanese history. Museums and numismatic societies in Japan preserve these coins not just for their monetary value, but as educational tools. Asterisk. They teach younger generations about the importance of economic stability, national pride, and the symbolism embedded in everyday objects. Asterisk. In 2024, over 65 years after its minting, The 1,959,100 yen coin remains a popular auction item and a common feature in Japanese coin exhibitions. Conclusion: a coin that speaks volumes, asterisk. A coin is small, yet powerful. The 1,959,100 yen coin is more than a piece of silver. It is a story of resilience, rebirth, and renewal. A story of a nation that rebuilt itself with determination and dignity. Asterisk, as you hold such a coin in your hand or see it displayed in a collection, remember the era it came from, the people who used it, the aspirations it represented. The 1,959,100 yen coin may no longer be in circulation, but its legacy endures in the heart of Japanese history. Asterisk.
In the heart of post-war Japan, amidst recovery and renewal, a small silver disc emerged that would come to represent more than just currency. It was the 100 yen coin of 1959, minted during the Showa era under Emperor Hirohito. Though small in size, it holds immense historical, cultural, and numismatic significance. Today, we dive into the fascinating world of this iconic coin, uncovering the story of Japan's economic rebirth, the symbolism behind the coin's design, its role in daily life, and its place in the collector's realm. Japan in 1959, a nation. Rebuilding, the year was 1959, Showa 34 by the Japanese calendar. 14 years had passed since Japan's defeat in World War II. The nation, once devastated by atomic bombings and economic collapse, was now surging toward modernization and growth. By 1959, Japan had entered the phase known as the economic miracle. Industries were booming, infrastructure was improving, and the nation was preparing for the global stage, particularly the upcoming 1964 Tokyo Olympics. The Japanese government sought symbols of this transformation, emblems of resilience and progress. Among these symbols was the coinage system, and in particular, a newly designed 100 yen coin. Birth of the 100 yen coin. Before the 1959 series, Japan had already experimented with 100 yen coins. The first 100 yen coin debuted in 1957, crafted in pure silver. These early versions were made of 60% silver and 40% copper and were considerably heavier than today's coins, 10 grams to be exact. But 1959 marked a significant year for the series. It was the first time the 100 yen coin bore a design that would become iconic, a spray of sakura blossoms. This was no ordinary choice. The sakura, or cherry blossom, had long been a revered symbol in Japanese culture, representing the transient beauty of life, renewal, and the spirit of the Japanese people. Chapter 3. The Design, Beauty in Detail. Narrator. Let's take a closer look at the 1959 100 yen coin. On the obverse, or front side, you'll see 3 cherry blossoms in full bloom, finely detailed and arranged in a naturalistic composition. The blossoms are not merely ornamental, they are loaded with meaning. Sakura represents not only the fleeting nature of life, but also the enduring identity of Japan. Below the flowers, the word Riben-guo, Nippon Koku, is inscribed, meaning State of Japan. Beneath it, the denomination is clearly stated, Bai Yuan, or 100 yen. The balance of aesthetics and clarity was a hallmark of Japanese coinage in this era. On the reverse, the year of minting is indicated using the traditional Showa era system. The inscription, Jouhe Sanshusinen. Showa 34 translates to the year 1959 in the Gregorian calendar. Surrounding the year is a circular beaded pattern, subtle but elegant, and anchoring the coin's meaning is its edge, reeded, to prevent counterfeiting and to give the coin a tactile distinctiveness, minting and composition. Narrator. The 1959 100 yen coin was minted by the Japan Mint, headquartered in Osaka. Struck in 60% silver and 40% copper, this composition gave the coin a bright luster and substantial feel. It measured 22.6 millimeters in diameter. and weighed 4.8 grams, lighter than the earlier 1957-58 issues. The reduction in weight marked a gradual shift as Japan sought to balance metal value with face value. Only about 67 million 100 yen coins were minted in 1959. While this was not a particularly low mintage for the time, the coin has grown rarer due to later melting and limited circulation, especially in pristine condition. A coin in everyday life. In 1959, the average monthly salary for a Japanese worker was around 20,000 yen. The 100 yen coin held significant purchasing power, roughly equivalent to what 1,000 yen or more could buy today. With it, one could purchase a hot bowl of ramen, a ride on public transport, or even a pair of tabi socks. The 100 yen coin quickly became a familiar companion in wallets and change purses. Yet, despite its utility, the silver content meant the coin was expensive to produce. As silver prices rose through the 1960s, the coin's intrinsic value came dangerously close to its face value, prompting a major change in 1967, the transition to the copper-nickel version that we know today. Thus, the 1959 100 yen silver coin became not only a relic of the past, but also a symbol of a specific moment in Japan's economic evolution. Showa-era significance. The 1959 coin is deeply intertwined with the Showa era, one of the longest reigns of any Japanese emperor. Emperor Showa, known in the West as Hirohito, ruled from 1926 to 1989, a period of immense upheaval, transformation, and modernization. Coins from this era reflect the changing tides of Japanese society. From militarization in the 1930s to devastation in the 1940s and rebirth in the 1950s and beyond, Showa coinage serves as a timeline etched in metal. The 1959 100 yen coin represents the era's turning point, a balance between tradition, represented by the cherry blossoms, and modernity, shown through its clean design and new denomination, collectability and value. For collectors, the 1959 100 yen coin is a prized possession, particularly in mint or uncirculated condition. Graded. By agencies like NGC or PCGS, high-quality examples can fetch between $20 to $100 or more, depending on condition and rarity. Proof versions, struck with extra care, are even more sought after. What makes this coin attractive to collectors? Historical relevance, silver content, aesthetic design, low survival rate in top condition. Even worn versions, however, carry value, not just monetary, but as conversation pieces and historical artifacts. Preservation and care. If you own one of these coins, caring for it is important. Silver tarnishes over time, especially when exposed to air, moisture, or acidic surfaces. Proper storage involves acid-free holders, low humidity, avoiding cleaning, which can damage the surface and reduce value. Collectors often store these coins in coin flips, capsules, or albums designed to prevent tarnishing and physical wear. Japan was not alone in issuing silver coins during the mid-20th century. The United States had its own silver coinage, like the Mercury dimes and Franklin half-dollars. But Japan's 100 yen coin stood apart in elegance and symbolism. While U.S. coins often featured presidents or national symbols like the eagle, Japan opted for flora, subtle, poetic, uniquely Japanese. This choice illustrates Japan's artistic sensibilities and the cultural importance placed on harmony with nature. Though no longer in circulation, the 1959 100 yen coin continues to resonate with numismatists, historians, and cultural enthusiasts alike. It is more than a piece of metal. It is a snapshot of an era, a silver blossom caught in time. It tells a story of a nation healing from war, striving for modernity, and expressing its soul through simple yet profound artistry. For Japan, it marked an era of optimism. For collectors today, It offers a bridge to a fascinating chapter in history.